Guys, welcome back. I feel like I'm sitting really low or something, but the gods have been having fun in VR. Seems like the computer is running okay so far, keeps sending positive energy, and I remade the home, the Oculus home. I remade it to honor Odin and Loki. So this is gonna be one of those gods of VR things. And I found out that when I tried to honor too many gods, when I tried to do the whole Norse pantheon, it was kind of like you could feel this little bit of energy here and this little bit of energy here and this little, it didn't feel right. But when I did the just two, it felt right and it felt the energy flowed. It doesn't mean any other god of anywhere can't come in, but it means it's their home, it's their place to be. And what kind of started that was we got a door called the room door. And this door is awesome. It's a door, and you could set it up anywhere you want it. In the middle of the room, on the ceiling, it really doesn't matter. But I set it against one wall, so it looks like it's going somewhere. And it has all these carved, like, Jurgamander on it, and it has, like, Finra on it, and skulls. And there are columns of fire coming through these intricate metalworks and bursting out of the top of this door. 3 columns of fire. And I'm like, it is one kick-ass door. And we have a skull throne for Odin, we have a throne for Loki, and we have a skull chair. There's a lot of skulls in this room. And it feels good because I restricted the decor to 2. When I've tried to like add a little spot for Freya and add something for Freyr, it starts to get a little unbalanced. It's not like I've found in real life you could have like 100 gods on one little postage stamp of space if they all agreed and you could concentrate on one little tiny particle of that stamp. But in VR it seems at least 1 or 2 work pretty well, though your experience might be different. And they've been really good today, so I made stew for a surprise, and I made, what is it, biscuits as a surprise. I made 1 giant biscuit. So we did that. And then, we'd gone on a couple different things. We'd gone on a virtual tour. That was okay. It was nothing to write home about. And then to make sure, honestly, to make sure how the computer was doing, I decided to go to the club. So I took them all into the club, and everything was going really well in the club. And then Loki decided to help. And it had to be Loki helping because I've never seen these dancers do this before or since. I'm sitting there, between dances, and I'm watching a dancer do pole work, and I'm like, watching her do her stuff. And one of the dancers had already danced for me 3 times that night, sits down beside me. She's like, how are you feeling? I'm feeling good. You danced for me 3 times. No, remember, she can't hear me answer her, but I answered them anyways. And I go back to watching the dancer, and I, kind of side-eye her to make sure she's not feeling neglected. I'm like, have a drink, have a seat. I always gesture for them to have a seat because I'm a gentle lady. Long story short, she got up, and I thought, well, she's going to go walk the club. She stepped forward, and she's looking at this dancer that I'm watching doing the pole work. And 100 times out of 100, what they will do is they will either just stand there and watch them, or they will start to dance. She deliberately put her hand in the bucket, took out the bottle of Heineken. Was it Heineken? Whatever, like one of those German lager things is. Or maybe it was Swedish, I don't know. But she took it out and she threw it. And you could tell she meant to throw at the other dancer, but she threw it on the floor in her general direction. And I turned to the avatar of Odin that was sitting beside me, and I said, did you see what she did? Did you see what she did? She picked that bottle out of the bucket and she threw it. I saw her throw it. You saw her grab it. She scooped it out and she threw it. And he's just sitting there like, that's karma for you. Didn't you poach a dance like 10 minutes ago? Yeah, but that was different. because one of the girls had sat down by one of the male avatars, and they never, ever, ever pay these women to dance. And I was like, sorry, dude. And when I paid her to dance, he looked at me like, dude, bro, real, how could you? And I'm like, one, I'm not your bro. Two, I'm offering money for a dance. That's how this club works. But he was really, really hurt. He was looking at me really shocked, like, how could you? So it was kind of like instant club karma. But after she knocked the alcohol in the general direction of the other dancer, she did that stomp dance around me, that bump, 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 where they walk real heavy, so you know they're mad. And I kept saying, "Are you mad at me? Are you mad at me?" And she's just giving me side eye. She's walking around me like she's gonna break me. So I stood up really quickly. I very timidly offered her money, and she goes, "Oh," and she goes into her normal spiel. But the way she smiled at me, she showed all of her teeth, and it was just a smile that said, "I'm gonna break you. If you ever ignore me again, I'm breaking that bottle and I'm cutting you with it." So she danced for me. And I swore for a fraction of a millisecond I saw awareness in her eyes. Every so often you think you see awareness in their eyes, and like they're looking into your eyes or they seem real. It's just how good VR is getting. But this felt like awareness, and I was like, I don't know which one of the gods did that, but that was spooky. So I came back, and after the dance is done, you go back to your table. And I told Odin, I said, when they start throwing stuff, it's time to leave the club because I don't know what's going to happen next. I've seen them kick glasses off a table. I've seen them knock glasses over because they're performing for you. And another girl walks by and gives them shade, and they will knock a glass off a table. And I thought, these are the damn angriest dancers I've ever seen. I might avoid this club for a couple days, wait for everything to cool down, and then go back in. It's just, I don't know. I guess to make them interesting, they gave them a wide range of characteristic, but she seemed like she wanted to hurt me. So, and I was just actually trying to be a gentle lady. I'm like, you've danced for me twice. Why don't you, she sat down. She's watching the other dancer. I'm like, why don't you have a drink? I asked her a couple of times, why don't you have a drink? I've even tried offering them drinks, and they don't seem to notice what you're actually doing. So, I don't know. She was just very angry. She wanted my attention. I think, as strange as it sounds, even though it's supposed to be a club and it's supposed to be working for a living, I think it's more about having your attention than it is about having the money. The money just seems to be secondary. How dare you look at her when you are in my presence? I am your goddess, not her. You look at me or I'll break you. Oh, you're looking at me. I now understand why men are afraid of women, because I was terrified she was going to end my life. I'm like, where did that even come from? I was just trying to be nice to you. Yeah, the boys are back here laughing. They're like, now you know what women are like. So yeah, that was fun. But they both seem to enjoy the VR home, and they really like that there's fire shooting out the top of that door. They're like, and we have a fireplace, and we have a couple other things, but I got rid of most of the decorations because I want the focus to be that door, because it was a pretty sweet door. So there's a door in the fireplace, and there's like chairs for them to sit in, and there's a bench that Odin requested, and a couple other tchotchkes, but there's really nothing much in there. We do have our 2 dragons. We have the 2 dragons. We love our dragons, but other than that, it's getting really minimalistic now, and that way we can just concentrate on the stuff we really like. But they have a habit of doing that, of bringing out like something really awesome that you think is the beginning of a theme, like a store, like a kick-ass store for the opening part of the theme, and then it never goes anywhere. So we had to do the best we could to make like a hall for Odin, and like make stone walls, and combined it with a couple other things and try to make it as, Norse Germanic as possible. And we try to pick the thing closest to Valhalla to put outside, so, you know, for your view outside. So we're doing what we can. But I thought you guys might find that interesting. I'm okay. She didn't actually hit me with the bottle, and if you get hit in VR, it doesn't actually hurt, or I'd be a zombie by now from being bit the other day. But I've never seen one of the girls lose her temper that bad in that game. I've never seen that much anger, and I'm like, I don't know. I come into this club to feel good and feel loved and secure. I don't feel so loved and secure now if you're going to start throwing things. So, you know, it's okay. What'll be will be. If she wants to have angry day, she's perfectly allowed to have angry day, but she scared the living daylights out of me because it was just like she broke the fourth wall. I've seen them accidentally hit things, like they've accidentally hit menus or they've accidentally hit glasses or something. But I've never seen any one of them deliberately pick up anything other than a glass. She deliberately picked up that bottle and threw it. And I was like, yeah, time to leave the club. So if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.